first up, let's talk about Lions and Bills, the marqueest of marquee games all season long.
And it did not disappoint.
I don't think it disappointed, but I don't think
People wanted.
I don't think it was the game that everybody was expecting, because the Bills were basically in control of this game the entire time. The Lions just kept playing catch up, and at no point did I ever think Detroit was going to win this game. It was
They needed to start off with a little bit of mustard, but
especially when Buffalo comes out 14 to, I didn't get it. What
You
was
said
your
they should have started off with a little bit more mustard. You said they were playing catch up the whole game.
I'm gonna leave that in. I'm not gonna edit around that.
Good.
But yeah, Buffalo came out, immediately goes 14 to nothing. And on the couch when I was watching this game, I was like, oh no, is this just gonna be a Buffalo blowout? But then Detroit, having like one of the most historic team runs in a second quarter, like they were just on the broadcast, they wouldn't stop talking about just how the Lions have like the best second quarter points getting offense in like NFL history, which is such a weird, first off, weird stat to know, and then a weird record to have, where you're just like the best second quarter NFL team in NFL history. But Detroit comes back, puts up 14. Buffalo puts up 7 before halftime. And then it was kind of just Detroit, I felt like playing catch up the entire second half, and then kind of just garbage points in the fourth quarter. But really the talking point in this game, Casino, is, did Dan Campbell go for an onside kick too early?
Way too early. Way too early. I mean, your offense is going to score. Like that second half, as you just said, all those stats, your offense is going to give you a chance to win this game. And they did. They did. And you were down 10 points with 10 minutes to go. It was 2 scores. That's plenty of time. That's plenty of time. You get one stop. That's me right there. You don't trust your defense, which, again, that defense is riddled with injuries right now. But still way too early. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe, they make a mistake, a rare Bills mistake, but yeah, I thought it was Dan Campbell's aggressiveness biting him in the ass again.
Yeah. And
I mean, it would have been a long, this wasn't for the game, this wasn't to win the game. This was to help, get yourself into position to win the game. You were already behind the 8 ball, but there was a chance that you could have, so yes, it was aggressive, but it was too early. I'm fine with throwing the onside kick, but it was too early. Do it at the get it into a 1-score game, and then be like, okay, my defense is just destroyed. We've already got one good stop on Buffalo that we needed. I don't think that we can get that again, because they've been rolling us the entire game. That's how I would have played it. I would have given my defense one chance, and then from there, I would have done the onside kick, even if I was down 2.
I think this might have been the game where I'm like, maybe Detroit doesn't have it this season. Maybe they're not going to win it. And last season, after, the Lions lost in the playoffs, and then Dan Campbell did that, impassioned speech where he was like, it's really hard to get back here. And it's just like, yeah, this is what he was talking about. Like, the Lions, again, are a 12-2 team. They have the 26th passing defense in the entire NFL, and then the 6th rushing defense. So again, you can't run on this Lions team, but you can damn sure pass on them. And I think also when you talk about the Bills as well, like the Bills right now, their passing defense is 25th in the league, and then their rushing attack is 14th in the league. So despite how bad Detroit's defense has looked, the Bills' defense is worse. And again, you back-to-back weeks put up 40 plus points, and in one of those games you lose, right? Where they just played the Rams last week and put up 40 points and still lost. So even on when you're having a great offensive day, if you're the Bills team, you can still lose because your defense can't stop anybody. So Again, everybody's going to give Dan Campbell shit, including us, for going on the 2 point or the onside kick too early, which I do think that was too early. But again, with how many injured defensive players this Lions team has, they're just trying to not only hold like the defense together, they're literally just trying to find guys to put out there to have enough players on defense to compete with other teams. And I think, yeah, Detroit's defense, and I don't think they're going to get enough guys back by the time the playoffs start. So they're going to have to win every game in a shootout. And when you look at the NFC teams in the that are going to be in the playoffs, the Eagles can offensively hang with them. We just saw the Buccaneers put up 40 points against a better defense than the Lions. So the Buccaneers can put up 40 points on them. The Rams, we just saw go toe to toe with the Bills. They can put up 40 points on them. So,
Yeah. So this is gonna. They got to get that. They got to get some players back. They got to get it figured out.
yeah. And then the last two would be the Vikings and Packers, who we've seen every game with the Vikings, Packers, and Lions basically be a 3 point game. So the Lions, I mean, if I was Detroit, if I was the Lions, I'd be scared after this game. Like, man, we literally have to score every possession we have because we can't get one stop. We can't. It's It's concerning. But then for the Bills casino, with this win, did they establish themselves as the best team in the AFC?
Um, yes. Again, I can't put the Chiefs ahead of the Bills right now. I just can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
It's because what the Bills are doing, they look like just the eye test. They look like a team that is built to win. The Chiefs just look like a team that are scraping by week to week.
Yeah.
That's I
Well,
mean, it's just watching the games. I know that I see the record, I see the record and I see that the Chiefs are still winning. That's fine, but it's how they're winning, how these teams are winning, who they're winning against.
yeah. Well, and also we just talked about all the teams in the NFC that can win in a shootout against Detroit. I mean, you look at the AFC and the Chiefs would be one of those teams where you're like, if this is a shootout, I don't think they have enough firepower to win in a shootout against the
They don't.
Bills.
They don't.
Like,
Pachenko is back, but he's not playing great. He's still playing like he's, not 100%. So that you take kind of him out of the equation right now. You count him in for maybe 40 to 50 yards a game. You
yeah.
know,
But then again, how many years have we seen Bills beat Chiefs in the regular season, Chiefs beat Bills in the postseason?
I
It's
understand, but
every year.
it is every year, but I feel like this year is different. You just watch these teams play. You just watch these teams play, and yes, the Bills already beat them, but you take that game out of it. I, you take that game out of it, and I just can't see the Chiefs beating the Bills. I just can't see that happening, even if it has to go through Arrowhead, which it's going to.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, also Bills total defense 23rd in the league.
Okay, but
It's
do you
out of my
trust
window.
Patrick? Okay, but do you trust Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah. In the playoffs, when have you ever has he ever not been trustworthy in the playoffs? Like this season, they're 13-1 and we can't point to one good game and say that they played well in.
Right. Okay.
Like,
That's a fair point, but this is also the worst season he's ever had. It's not like he's rolling into the playoffs, with another decent season or another really good season. He's playing the worst season he's ever played in the NFL.
yeah,
So
and
do
they're
you think he just
still
magically turns on
13
his
and 1.
right?
But
Okay, we've talked about what's happening. It was a field goal that got the linebacker just fell back. They blocked it. It was a doinker off the post and in. Like it was a toe. It was a coin flip. Like I tell you right now, I believe the Bucks would have won that game if they got the coin flip, and Baker knew it too. Like so, again, I just luck is so on their side right now that I just can't see that always going to be the case when they play juggernaut teams.
I'm going to coin a phrase. People, I won't trademark it. You can run with this if you want. I won't take any credit. I'm just pulling this off the top of my head. Defense wins championships. Okay, it's never been said before. You can say it after this. The Chiefs right now have the fifth total defense in the entire NFL. So how they're going to win against the Bills is they're going to keep the game close. And then they're going to kick a late field goal. And then they're going to win like they always do against the Bills in the playoffs. Because again, the Bills defense is, you keep saying Patrick Mahomes is the worst he's ever been. The Bills defense feels like it's the worst it's been since Josh Allen has been on this version of the Bills. Like usually they were the ones that had the lights out defenses. Now it just feels like defense is kind of
All right.
shaky and it's getting shakier. Like look at the last 2 weeks. They let up 40 points to the Rams and to the Lions. So it's like, now again, those are two of the best offenses in the league, but they're not. You still shouldn't be putting up 40 points against them.
Yeah, but the Bills when they played them last only held the Chiefs to 21 points.
Yeah, but again, you look at what the Chiefs have done against other teams. Usually, when they score, I mean, they haven't scored 30 all season, so it's
Okay,
not like
but
they're
and I would
playing
much
shootout
rather. I
games.
mean, okay, but
I'm
going.
rooting for the Bills.
But
I
look, we're
just don't
talking.
see it.
You're talking about that, and but like the last games that the Chiefs have played, yes, they stopped the Browns, but guess what? The Browns have no offense. Okay, they only let the Browns score 7. Besides that, Chargers 17, Raiders 17, Panthers 27, Bills they let score 30 on them, Broncos 14. So yeah, these are low numbers, but also in these games, the Chiefs are not putting up massive offensive numbers. They're not. So you're saying that the Bills defense is not a great defense. Well, guess what? The Bills still put up 30 points on them. Like I, the Chiefs just couldn't score against a bad defense.
Yeah.
So I that's where I don't think Patrick Mahomes and company and offense can put up enough points against even a bad defense to beat juggernaut offenses. I just can't see it.
Yeah, but see, you're saying what if in the playoffs the Chiefs play a Bills game? I'm saying what if the Bills have to play a Chiefs game where they're just playing a 21-17 type game. I would take the Chiefs in that
Dude, the
game
Chiefs have
all
only scored 30
season.
points twice this
But that's
entire
but
season.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, what if it doesn't get to the point where it's a shootout? I'm saying, what if it's a nose to the grindstone 21-17 type game? You're going to pick the Chiefs in that type of game because that's the type of game
No,
they've been playing all
no, I
season.
no, I'm gonna pick the Bills in this, dude. So I just gave you that the Chiefs have not scored over 30 points
I'm saying they
more
won't
than
need to. That's my
okay. Well,
point.
the Bills 34 points, 31 points, 47, 35, 34, 31, 30, 30, 30, 35, 44, 48.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's not going to be that type of game with the Chiefs. It just won't.
but I'm
The Bills are
saying,
going to put up numbers.
look at every Chiefs Bills game. They're never shootouts. They're never shootouts. They never have shootout games. They have games where it's 2, 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Like both the Chiefs and the Bills can play that game because they've played it all season. And again, we've just sound like broken records where it's the Bills beat the Chiefs during the regular season. Everyone gets on the Bills hype train.
Okay,
And
so
then the
let me just
second game
that's
is going to
fair.
be
Fair point.
in Kansas City and
That's
it's going
fair
to
point,
be,
but let me
yeah.
bring it up this time around. So, the Chiefs always beat the Bills in the playoffs because roles are typically reversed a little bit, right? So maybe this is just the new, with this new setup with both of these teams, maybe that's just, the winning
Formula?
formula.
I don't know.